So I watched the cool video on the way in about the Gila Cliff Dwellings, and they said that they were built and inhabited in the 1200s, and that they were only here for maybe 25 years, is their guess, like the people, before they either slowly one by one trickled out, or there was like a mass migration event. So really interesting that like all this work got put into these construction areas and sites, and then they, for whatever reason, chose to leave, had to leave, just 25 years later. So the park ranger was really nice and let us stash our bags at the bookstore. And now we have a mile walk, 180 feet climb to the top to see everything.
Areas in those little rooms there, probably a sleeping area in the middle. There was a fire pit, and then a couple of round holes that likely held their pottery. For the most part, was very round bottomed, and so perhaps they set their pottery in those two. Maybe one was used to put hot stones from the fire pit in and cook a stew. Perhaps the other one was holding another vessel of water. In any event, you come to these caves that were carved in this volcanic tuff by that creek that you just walked by. That creek would have been up here almost 1 million years ago, carving these caves. Quest for solitude as well. These caves were used for thousands of years prior to the moment when people began construction. There's more smoke and char than just 60 people in 30 years. It also been, of course, some significant chemical analysis. Each nuclear family would likely have had its own dwelling unit, used largely for storage of their personal stuff as well as in the evenings. As you can imagine, each one of these rooms towards the front of the caves would have been a defensive mechanism. Your enemy has to enter in a crouched position. They're pretty vulnerable when they're coming through that door. I'm scared of snakes too. So in this room, some kind of interesting features. One right in front of you where you are, Nan, you may be able to notice these walls are plastered on the inside. Now the rougher, lighter colored is restoration by the Park Service, but that kind of clay, orangey color is plaster. You can see it on this wall as well.
Do you mean gypsum plaster? Or do you mean like plaster, like the act of kind of applying like with a...
That
Yeah.
clay. So this would have been, so their mortar that they've used between all these stones.
Which we've done some, but
Make sure you get to the big island.
It's quite smooth compared to other rocks in this cave here. So the archaeologists got kind of curious as to why it's so smooth. They did a DNA analysis of it, and they found the DNA of deer brains and urine on there. And even today, people use those two ingredients to create this liqueur. And there'd be a hide or a pelt laid on here, and they would take that liqueur and rub it in to make that pelt or hide more supple, more pliable, and also to preserve it. That's what the uric acid is used for. So that's what. So there were people out here. This is where they made their little jacket. You know, have rabbit or deer. They did hunt elk around here, javelina. There was some bighorn sheep. There too. Not many. So while you're up there, you can look over and you'll see a little man on the wall over there. Where is he? I know you can see him. There you go. There's a little,
Oh, I see. Yeah, the red one?
Yeah, the little red guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah, just that one.
Huh.
There is. Yeah, so that room that you're looking into wraps around.
They're just little caves, like everywhere. Like those were the two that obviously we could go in, but yeah, they're everywhere. That was super cool. The interpreters were really knowledgeable. It's a free monument. Highly recommend. And these are definitely different than Bandelier. The Bandelier monument was also really cool. Bandelier is more of little, like, carvings into the wall, really. Very, very small. That was like massive community living. Massive, meaning 80 people, 60 to 80 people is what they estimate. And then the video said they didn't know why, but the interpreter said the archaeologist guessed as to why they left was because of rain. So they said that there was like a really, really long drought, which is why they probably came here in the first place, was because of the spring that's here and the vegetation and the plant life and animals and stuff like that. But then after about 30 years, they said all these rains came, so that they probably left because of better vegetation and more water opportunities and things like that. And they said they probably, from the amount of burning that was done in there, that they probably used a lot of the available wood resources here from the trees, so they might have needed to leave because of that too. Super interesting. Definitely worth the trek. My legs are super dry from the hot springs, so I'm gonna go back down, put on some lotion, and then eat some lunch and decide how far I'm gonna go today, because I've already put in almost 7 miles and we're not even really on trail yet, so good times. Check out the weather today, which is sunny skies over to the southwest, rainy skies. Ooh, even worse skies. I think that's what just blew over us a little bit ago with the hail. Mexico weather. It'd be crazy out here. Well, it has been raining for the last couple of hours. It's like this really light, piddly rain, but it's like enough to need the umbrella. This is like the most consistent the rain has been since being in this section. Usually it's just like, it'll like kind of do this for a little bit and then it'll stop, and then it'll do it again for a little bit and then it'll stop, and then it'll clear up around sunset. But when I was up top looking out, it was very stormy looking and rain coming down, rain bands I could see like far off in the distance, so I'm not sure it's gonna stop anytime soon. I am less than 2 miles from, I think, where I'm gonna stop tonight, unless there's like a bunch of people there or like non-CDT hikers, like a group of just campers or something. But anyway, I took the high route from I think it's called TJ Corral, and then to Little Bear Canyon, dip down, and I'm gonna meet back up with the river, I think mile 49.5 of the Gila. And then tomorrow we will make a push to get close to Snow Lake, but we'll see how she goes. My right foot is kind of giving me some plantar fasciitis pain today, I think from the road walking maybe. But yeah, it's been a good day. Just a lot of road walking. I did like maybe 1 or 2 bonus miles going to the visitor center and then to the cliffs and back to the high route. So, but they were really cool to see. I'm not really sure what the trail looks like the rest of the time on the Gila. I don't know if it's all fairly nice like it was, the previous 10 or so miles. So I'm not really sure if it's a good idea to do it in the dark or not, but maybe right before sunset or something. It'll be cold. This is my epic campsite and the weather cleared up. It's still kind of sprinkling a little bit, which is so weird because you want clouds even. It's the next morning and it's around 8 something because I got a late start. And I've done everything to avoid getting my feet wet because it was freezing this morning. But there's no way avoiding it because I'm going to get my feet wet even trying to step over that. So here we go. Dry feet once. Relax. Alright, here we go. Another day in the woods. This Sunday will be 3 weeks, which is crazy. And they say that's about as long as it takes for your body to really adjust to this is what we're doing now, So, fingers crossed for that. Saw some really big fish. Baby tadpoles. How cute. It is 3 o'clock and we're about 10 miles in. But I'm on a break for an hour now and I just feel kind of drained today. And that shouldn't be the case because hormonally I should be having all the good and energizing hormones, but I just feel really tired. And I slept for almost 9 hours last night, so I'm hoping my body isn't trying to fight off getting sick. But I've been laying here in the sun with my jacket on for half an hour and I'm hot, but I'm not hot. Does that make sense? Which makes me kind of nervous. But I thought, I'll take a long break, I'll eat, which I ate really well, and then I drank a lot of water, electrolytes. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna feel better after I just close my eyes for a minute, but I honestly just feel more tired. So that's discouraging. Just struggling a little bit today in general. I don't know. This section's been tough for some different reasons, but not having any music to listen to has been hard because my stupid Spotify isn't working the way it was the first couple of sections. So I've been listening to podcasts a lot today, but I'm almost out of all my podcasts to listen to. So yeah, the rest of the 6 days that I have left until I get to Wi-Fi is going to be a struggle, guys. A major struggle. So, anyway, regardless of whether I'm getting sick or not, I can't just be sick in the middle of this damn river area. So, I have to get up and get around. I just don't want to put these wet shoes back on. But, yep, gotta keep going. Big tadpole. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I'm gonna be real with anybody considering doing the Gila Alp. Oh, miles 49 through 60 and beyond, possibly. Like, because of all the flooding, it is rough out here, y'all. Like, choose your own adventure is a light way to put it. I mean, it's beautiful, okay? Don't get me wrong, but like, the stuff that we are wading through to try and find like where the F the trail is, like, I understand I'm slow, so I've got going against me, but I mean, gorgeous, but it's slow going, okay? Like, I have been walking since 8 a.m. and I've only made it 13.2. Like, it's just mentally exhausting too, like, not just physically. Like, is it that? Did I miss something back there? Like, you don't know. And then you'll do this for maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and then you'll have to drop back down to the river and figure out how to cross back over. Like, anyway, just letting you guys know. It is beautiful. But add some Gila tax to your time and mileage in wayfinding. I just finished 16.1 miles, and tomorrow I will be taking the high route. I'm at a connector trail now. Gila has been beautiful, gorgeous. Glad I did it, but I'm over it. I am so over it. The first day of the Gila, I will say, was much more enjoyable because you get all the beautiful views, but when you're on the first 3 miles, like I told you about, that was rough. But after that, when you do start to see the trail, everything's very wide open. So, like, you don't feel so enclosed. And then you get to Doc Campbell's, and then you drop back into the river. And, like, this section after Doc Campbell's is just getting hit in the face constantly by brush, trying to find the trail. Like, there's been, like I said earlier, like, a lot of damage from the flooding, so the trail has moved a lot, which is totally understandable. But if you're a person who loves adventure and you like weed whacking and 1,000 water crossings, then please do the full thing. This is totally for you. What I'm learning about this whole experience is that, especially it just being me, I don't have to do anything. Like, if I don't like something, I can just do something different, you know? And so I have not signed a contract to anyone saying I'm going to do these exact things. And, you know, I didn't film it earlier because I am tired. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I am dirty. I still haven't set up my tent. But literally the water came up to here, and right before the water that came up to my to my thigh, we had to cross through this, like, I mean, there was another guy that was in front of me. We had to cross through this, like, red algae sludge. I was like, this is not it, man. This is not it. So if I could do it again, I would have done the first section before docks, and then after the Gila Cliff Dwellings, I would have just stayed on the high route. The high route was lovely, beautiful. I like big views. Seeing all this stuff is gorgeous too, don't get me wrong. But I've learned through this that I'm not like a canyon person. It kind of makes me feel a little claustrophobic, to be honest. And hiking in Arkansas kind of makes me feel like that, like I can't breathe. So I like big, expansive views anyways. So all that to say, it's been a day. I'm struggling a little bit emotionally, to be honest with you guys. I miss my family. I've said this probably in the last couple of videos, but like, yeah, the loneliness is getting to me. I've run out of podcasts. Literally, I just now finished the last podcast that I have downloaded, so I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 5 days until I get to Wi-Fi at Devere Ranch. I have no music, so this is going to be like a real testament to like the human experience and like literally being with your thoughts. So those are my thoughts on the Gila. Lovely, beautiful area, but yeah, I'm done as of tomorrow morning. So this is the end of this particular video. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all the support and the comments. If you want to give it a subscribe, if you want to continue on this wild adventure that I'm on, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.